Welcome to Star Talk. Oh, I got to turn that down to deafen myself. Good evening. Welcome to Star Talk. I'm Ken Eccles. Sometimes I have to stop and think. I'm Ken Eccles, and we're happy to have you with us on the program tonight. We'd love to hear from you. We have a phone number that you can call. We also have an email address, which is keneckleslive@gmail.com. So by phone or by email, whichever works best for you, give us a call or give us an email. A correction, a correction on something I said last night about the winner of the current NASCAR contest segment, and we'll get to that in a minute. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Well, good evening, Mr. Ken.
Good evening.
Well, it's night.
I'm sorry, what was that?
It's a good night tonight. I have made somebody probably mad tonight, but
Who did you make mad?
I was talking about a certain caller or certain text person.
A certain that you have made. Oh, you mean Pretty Man?
Yeah, has he responded to my complaint?
He did, and I started reading in his email last night, but I got tired of it after like the first two sentences, so I didn't finish it. But I will read his email tonight. He does have a response.
Well, I don't care what it is, because whatever it is, it's just dust in the wind.
Okay. Okay. One would think, and I'm not saying this necessarily that it's the case, but one might think that you are trying to escalate this controversy.
No, I'm not. I'm just putting a certain person in their place.
Which is very similar, I think, to escalating the controversy.
Hey, do I look like a guy who would start a fight?
I have never seen you. I don't know.
Well, good. Then that's my point of view.
All right. But I've never seen you, but somebody told me you look exactly like Tom Brady.
Now, whoever said it, tell them to come say it to my face.
Okay. Well, you don't want to look like Tom Brady?
No, believe me, I look better than Tom Brady.
Okay. Well, again, I haven't seen you, so I don't know.
Well, you will when I give you your chicken dinner.
I will, yes. At that day, I will find out, and I will get that chicken dinner. I absolutely am going to at some point.
Oh, yeah. Most likely you'll get to meet me, and you'll get to know the real me.
So I'm just curious. It's 6 minutes after 7 here. What time is it in Danville?
7:06.
Oh, the same. I thought you were in a different time zone. I guess I was mistaken.
No, it's only my lady friend in the Philippines that's in a different time zone.
Oh, that's right. I keep getting Danville and the Philippines confused. No, Danville is close. The Philippines on the other side of the world. I need to write that down.
I wish it was, and I'd just go hop on. I'll just go get a yacht and go visit her.
Okay. All right. I'm thinking now, how would you get a yacht from Danville so you have to go down the Dan River to what? Bugs Island, Kerr Lake? The Dan River goes there, doesn't it?
No, I just go buy one, and I go buy a new one in the Philippines and raise a pirate flag.
Pirate flag. Okay, then you wouldn't have to worry with navigating the Dan River, and then I guess the Roanoke River, and then I guess what is the Cape Fear. I don't know how you get from Danville to the ocean in a yacht, but you're not going to have to, so don't worry about it.
Nope, I'm going to take a plane.
An airplane. All right, we'll simplify it.
I'm going first class. I don't go second or third.
Now, how much is it going to cost you to fly first class to the Philippines?
Don't care.
Have you priced it yet?
No, not really.
When you do, you might care.
well, well, if I don't fly first class, I'm not flying at all.
Well, now I don't know about flying to the Philippines. I do know somebody, my dentist actually, was going to take a trip to Australia, and he looked
Uh,
into flying. He looked into flying first class to Australia, and I think it was $9,000 each way. Well, that probably wouldn't be much for you, would it?
Nah, but second class would be 250. I
Two
mean two
hundred
forty
and
nine.
two hundred and
Two
fifty
forty nine.
dollars second
Yeah,
class
200. Yeah, back 249 one way, 700 and something for two way.
to the Philippines.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds pretty good. If you fly second class to the Philippines and back for $700, that's not bad. What is that? Is that like Joe's Airline? Who's the carrier?
No, I'm going top notch. I'm going to the biggest airline I can find.
Which is
The biggest one I can find.
oh,
And
okay. So
long
if
as,
you if you haven't picked an airline yet, how do you know what the price of the ticket is?
well, I'll figure it out before I go.
All
After I
right.
buy, after I go get since I got my passport.
Okay. That's step one. Get your passport.
Well, I done filled out all the information. They needed a health check and a criminal background.
Okay. How'd you do on the criminal background check?
I passed with flying colors.
Well, good. Good news. All right. Well, once I'm curious. Once you find out what that's going to cost you, let me know. Because if it's not too expensive, I might go with you.
You're gonna bring the wife, I hope.
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure because we might have to double date.
Well, I was
You
just
know,
thinking
'cause
maybe we could double date there in what's the name of the city?
I think it's Mindanao. I think.
Mindanao. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let me
Well,
know what it's going to cost, and we'll see how that works out.
well, I know it's 240 something for one person,
On
one way.
what airline?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I, I'm not picking no. I'm not picking no redneck airline.
Well, I should hope not.
Well,
Okay.
if I do, I'm flying the plane and landing it.
So it's $249, but you don't know which airline.
Nope, because I didn't check with my people.
All right. Oh, well, you have people setting this all up for you then.
Yes. Why should I waste my time?
Why? Why indeed should you waste your time? Good point.
Well, I'm going to work till July. I'm going to retire in July.
Hmm. Now, I'm curious, what kind of retirement party do you get when you retire at Bojangles?
I don't know, but my godchildren says they're going to throw me a party when I retire.
Well, I hope the company will do something for you too.
Well, I'm not. I don't. Well, if they do, they do. But all of my godchildren has arranged for me to come to Norfolk, and they're going to have a retirement party for me.
Well, that'll be very nice, I'm sure. When I retired, my company gave me a $20 Walmart gift card and two balloons, a red one and a blue one.
Wow. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to keep my peace.
So I went out big.
Well, I'm going to go out bigger.
All right. Well, fine.
But we'll see. I can go in January of next year to file for my retirement in July.
Okay. And how long have you been with the company?
I've been there for 11 years, going on 12, I think.
All right. Well,
Well,
I hope they honor you sufficiently for your long service to the company.
Well, let's see here. If you've been there for 10 years, they take you to a fancy party.
A fancy park?
A party.
Oh, party. Oh, a fancy party. All right. Well, then you're past 10 years, so you'll certainly get the fancy party, and who knows what else.
Hey, if I get a Bojangles watch, I'll be happy and settle for that.
Sounds good to me. Thanks for calling.
Bye, sir.
Good night. Okay, retirement coming up, face-to-face meeting with his sweetheart coming up, a second-class flight to the Philippines coming up. These are exciting times. Phone line is open. There's the number up there. You can email us at keneckleslive@gmail.com. About the prize for this segment of our NASCAR contest, I misspoke last night. That's when politicians get caught in a lie, they say, "Oh, I misspoke." So that's what I did last night. I misspoke, and I said that the winner of this 4-race segment would get tickets for the Cup race in Martinsville in the spring. That's not what the prize is for this 4-race segment. It turns out for the 4-race segment, it's a good prize. For the 4-race segment, you actually get tickets for Hollywood Cinema to see a movie, and you get one of those big bucket of popcorn. It may not be quite this big, but it's big. You get a big bucket of popcorn, and you get tickets for Hollywood Cinema, and you may get additional honors and considerations that are not even on my list yet. Plus, you get the satisfaction and the enduring fame of having finished first in one of our NASCAR segments. So that's what the winner of this 4-race segment will receive. Hollywood Cinema tickets and a whole lot of popcorn. You might even get a refill on that popcorn. I'm not committing to that, but it's not out of the question that you would also get a refill on that popcorn bucket, plus the possibility of other honors and considerations. I sent out the points, by the way. Those of you who are in contention, and actually 5 people are in contention at this point for the prize, if not for first place. Actually in contention for first place too. It's not out of the question. So I sent out the points. So as you're planning your pick, you can have that in front of you. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken. It's Mark from Marion.
Hey, Mark. How are you?
Okay. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
That's good. Yeah. Do you know who I was running for sheriff in Rockingham County?
No, I don't. As I sit here, Mark, I don't know. I can check on that.
Yeah, I know. Somebody said Frank Moore is running. He'd be a good one. He's running as a Democrat though.
All right. Well, again, I don't know. I'd have to look up the ballot and see who's going to wind up running.
Yeah, Frank Moore. He used to be chief of police in Stoneville. I don't know if you know him or not.
No, I don't think I've met Mr. Moore.
Yeah, but I probably vote for Billy Parker though. But if Billy don't get it, I hope Frank Moore get it.
All right, Mark. I'm sure we'll get a good sheriff.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. I was gonna tell you, Ace Frehley didn't want a big funeral, and they didn't have a big funeral for Ace Frehley.
You know, I read that he did not want his funeral to be a big deal, and they honored his wishes.
Yeah, I was hoping they may have a big one. That's what I was hoping.
Well, if that's not what he wanted, then again, I'm sure they'll do it as he wished.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, Ken.
Well, thank you, Mark. Good to hear from you. By the way, I have heard back from Sheriff Sam Page uh, about being on the show with us. I haven't talked to the sheriff yet, but the sheriff has responded to my request, and so we will be getting Sheriff Page on the air here at some point to talk about his run for state senate. I have not heard back yet from the Phil Berger campaign, but I will continue trying to contact them. And I would love to get both those candidates on here before the March primary. And I'll surely keep you updated on that. Excuse me. As far as our final picks for the Phoenix race, it was suggested last night that we make those picks in secret because we have we have such a close contest going on here for the prize. Citizen D has 94 points, Liberal has 93, Captain Midnight has 92. In fact, last segment, when it was that close, we allowed the contenders to make their picks in secret if they wanted to do that. So I'll allow that now. I'll just leave it up to you. If you are one of those contenders, and if you want to publicly announce your pick, that's fine. If you prefer to make your pick in secret, known only to you and me, then you can do it that way as well. Or you could even, I don't want to get into too much convoluted speculation here. But if you really wanted to be tricky, you could publicly announce your pick, and then later on send me an email and change your pick to something other than what you publicly announced. There's a lot of ways you can do it. But whatever you like, whichever you prefer, if you are amongst the contenders, then you can do it whichever way you would like to do it, either secretly or publicly with a secret change, with a secret change later on. I'll leave that entirely up to you. And let's see, here's an email that says, Ken, I can't believe you don't know about that stuff. Can't believe you don't know about that stuff that bald men spray on their heads to make it look like they have hair. How can you be that ignorant? Well, my ignorance knows no bounds. So what else can I say? No, I was not aware of that. Is there's some controversy or some issue about that people are now talking about it? I don't know. I hadn't heard of that. But apparently there's some spray stuff out there that you can spray on your head if you're bald, and it makes you look like you have hair. I sort of wonder how that would work. So I probably ought to look it up. I'm sure that the internet will be able to provide me with any information that I might need about that. So I'll go ahead and look that up later. Ken, I heard that Amazon.com is laying off tens of thousands of people and that they're blaming artificial intelligence for it. What is that all about? It's not tens of thousands. Let me put that somewhere. It's not tens of thousands of people that Amazon is laying off. It's 14,000 people that Amazon says it's laying off. It's crazy how many people work for Amazon. It's just crazy because they said these will be 14,000 corporate employees. These are not truck drivers, not warehouse workers, not those folks, but 14,000 corporate employees that Amazon says it's laying off. Out of their total corporate workforce, And this surprised me. This is not everybody who works for Amazon. This is just their corporate workforce of 350,000 people, says Amazon. So laying off 14,000, and it is connected, they say, with artificial intelligence. These folks are being laid off. They do things like marketing research and marketing strategies and the kinds of research and planning things that Amazon has figured out it doesn't have to pay people to do. It can just have AI do that. And that's what Amazon is doing. 14,000 out the door, being replaced by artificial intelligence. This, of course, could be, and everybody hears this and they say, well, this is just the beginning. This was only the start. Artificial intelligence is going to replace us all eventually. Well, it's going to replace a lot of us. I don't think it'll replace us all. I mean, there will still have to be people who do things that artificial intelligence probably can't do. I mean, if you go down there to that big Amazon distribution center in Raleigh, and somebody has ordered a shovel on Amazon, artificial intelligence probably is not going to be able to get on one of those little electric carts and go to the far end of the warehouse and get that shovel and bring it back. At least not today. I don't know that AI will be able to do that. So I don't think AI will replace everybody at Amazon. I don't think. But it is going to replace 14,000 people in the short term. Amazon says that just to show that we're a nice company, we're going to give these folks the opportunity to apply for different jobs within the company, which is to say that many of these corporate people who probably have offices out there in California with glass offices where they can look out over the ocean in one direction and rolling vineyards in the other direction, they're going to have a chance to apply for a job in the warehouse where they can drive that little electric cart and go to the other end of the building and get the shovel, if that's what they want to do. And maybe some of them will. The ones who don't, I expect, will get a nice severance package from Amazon, I expect. But that's as far as it goes, as far as my knowledge of all that. So that's what Amazon's doing. 14,000 to go, thanks to artificial intelligence. And that's the kind of story that we're going to be hearing more of as time goes by, I expect. By the way, Amazon says, don't worry, you'll still get your stuff the next day. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
What's going on, Ken?
Well, not a whole lot, Early Bird. What are you up to?
Oh, I'm just laying around watching TV, watching you. Listen, what I just turned it on. I forgot all what I was watching that Inside Edition and forgot all about turning to your station. So I just now thought about it.
Well, you need to remember that.
I know it. I got to quit doing that because I like watching, listen to the whole stuff. But anyway, where am I at now?
Well, let me see, Early Bird. You are far out of last place, so don't worry about that. In fact, right. You're number 8. You moved up to 8th place. Yeah, you are 8th place. You are 1 point out of 7th place. So you've had a little rally here lately.
Yeah, So they're racing in Phoenix. That's a round track, ain't it?
That is, yeah. That's an oval. Phoenix is.
And that's the last race, ain't it?
The last one.
The last one. Well, I'm gonna go on and take Kyle Lawson.
All right. Let's see. Early Bird is taking the 5 for Phoenix, and if he wins the race, he wins the cup.
He does.
Yep.
Well, that'd be good, dude. Maybe he'll win it.
Well, let's see. He's got how many? I think he has 1 cup. This would be his second one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't know all that. I didn't know if he won, he win a cup.
Yep.
But anyway, that's who I'm picking. Anything been going on, Ken? Have you heard anything?
Well, I've heard
Cut
mostly
that
today.
program off.
Mostly today, I've been hearing about the hurricane out there in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Those folks are really, really up against it, and we say prayers for those folks.
Yeah, and plus here we got that SNAP. They go cut it off. All them people ain't got no can't afford to buy food.
Well, now there's been a lawsuit. North Carolina and 25 other states have filed a lawsuit against the federal government to try to prevent that. I don't know how that's going to work out, but it's going to court.
Well, they got the Saturday. They said they're going to cut it off Saturday.
Right, and the courts will have to deal with this one quickly, if they deal with it at all. We'll see.
I mean, that's just as terrible as what's happening out there in Jamaica.
Well, if for folks who rely on SNAP to buy the groceries, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, they die just like everybody else. They don't get paid.
Well, the lawsuit says that the government actually has the money and has the authority to continue those benefits, and they want a judge to tell the government that they have to do it. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I hate it for them people in Jamaica too. I hate it for them. Really, I hate it for them bad. I hate it for what's going on over here about that SNAP. I mean, that's people out there that can't work, and especially our people that went to war for our freedom.
Well, we need to remember everybody in our prayers.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. You're right about that, man. You're right. Well, I'll let you go. I just want to say something about that, and maybe they won't cut it off to help the people.
Well, we will see. I'll talk a little more about that lawsuit here in a second.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks, Early Bird. Early Bird has the 5 for Phoenix. As I was mentioning, 25 states, including North Carolina and the District of Columbia, suing the federal government, saying that the government has the means to continue SNAP benefits for the month of November. The argument is that the government not only has the means, but that they have the responsibility under the law to continue the benefits. Specifically, it talks about the United States Code 7 USC 2257 is the section of the United States Code which appears to say that the Department of Agriculture, which administers the SNAP program, that the Department of Agriculture has money that it can transfer from other places, including a contingency fund, to keep SNAP in operation when the program does not have enough money, for whatever reason, to operate. Now, the government says that the law only allows it to use that money in the case of something like a hurricane or an earthquake or some immediate disaster. If you go and read the law, and I went and read it, I don't see anywhere in the law where it says that. Basically, it says that USDA can transfer, and it specifically says up to 7% of appropriated money for other programs, that the Agriculture Department can transfer that to the SNAP program to fund the program when it is unable to operate because of a shortage of funding. That's what the law says. The lawsuit, the arguments in court will be all about, does the law mean what it says, or does it mean what it means? And judges will have to decide that one. But the lawsuit points out that the school lunch program has $23 billion in it that has been transferred there from other places and is available if the government chooses to transfer it to SNAP to fund those benefits for November. And there's also a $6 billion contingency fund that the lawsuit says the Agriculture Department can, if it wills to, transfer to SNAP to continue the benefits. So they'll argue in court. And one side will say, well, here's what the law says. And the other side will say, well, it says that, but here's what it means. And then a wise and learned judge will decide who's right. And again, the money is set to run out. The benefits are set to end on Saturday. So the plaintiffs in this case will be trying to expedite this to a high degree. Probably what they will ask for first is a restraining order that prevents the government from stopping the benefits pending trial. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
How you doing tonight, Ken?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Well, I guess a lot of people are getting what they voted for, but I don't think they asked for the government to cut their food stamps and stuff off.
Well, they didn't ask for the government to shut down for, I guess, 4 weeks. But that's what started it all.
Yep. And in my opinion, Ken, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but my opinion is the reason it's shut down is because the Republicans want to do away with the Obamacare subsidies. Am I right or wrong?
Well, I'm not going to speak for what the Republicans want. I know the Republicans said, the Democrats say we want to pass the bill right now. The bill that funds the government should extend those subsidies past January 1st. The Republicans say, let's just fund the government and then we will work on a bill to extend the subsidies. So both sides say that they want to extend the subsidies, but obviously they do not agree on how to go about it. Now, that's what they say. What do they really think? I will let everybody decide that one for themselves.
I agree. I totally agree. Did you watch the baseball game last night?
I made it through 12 innings. I would have made it longer, but I had to get up early yesterday morning to take my wife to a medical appointment, and I got sleepy last night after 12 innings. That's as far as I got.
Yeah. I made it through all of it, Ken, but I was sitting there on the couch watching, about the first 9 or 10 innings of it. Then I went and got in the bed and tried to stay awake. And I must have dozed off right at the end of it. And I was recording it and I rewound it. And it was like, I guess I missed it by maybe 5 minutes. But when that guy hit that home run, man, I mean, what was it, 18 innings?
Bottom of the 18th inning, yes.
Yeah, I've never seen a World Series game go that long nor be that boring for a long. I mean, what was 7th inning? I think it tied it up somewhere around there, and it stayed there until 18 innings was over, pretty much.
Yeah, and Toronto, while I was still up, Toronto had 2 chances to win the game, and the Dodgers made threw out 2 guys on the bases on 2 separate occasions that kept that run from scoring. I went to bed. 12 innings, I realized I only slept 4 hours last night. I'm going to go to sleep. So I'll make sure I'm in bed when I go to sleep. So I went to bed and I got the game on my phone and I was listening to it in bed. And I say got to the 12th inning, and I got up this morning and looked up the score, and I said, my goodness, 18 innings. Wow.
Yeah. What did you think about that call there where the pitcher for Dodgers actually walked the guy and the umpire said strike, and then they threw the guy out on first base?
Oh, that was in the top of the 2nd inning. That was bad. I think an umpire needs to make it very, very clear what his call is, and he has to make it clear immediately, because he didn't give any kind of signal at all. I thought he'd called ball 4, so he didn't signal anything. I said, "Oh, well, that's ball 4," and then 5 seconds later, he said, "Oh, it's a strike." And Bichette on first base had already started to second, and I don't blame him. That really was a bad deal.
I think that's the worst call I've ever seen in baseball, Ken. And the pitch was really, really high. It was no question about it being a ball or not. You know.
And even so, even with the call wrong, the umpire has still got to let people know what he called.
That's right. Yeah.
That was just crazy. He probably cost them. I'm not going to say he cost them a run. I don't know, but they got another hit after that. He very well may have cost them a run.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, you know, if there's any way to throw it, I mean, you got all this stuff about the NBA now with, you know, game throwing and all that stuff, you know, and it's in all sports, Ken. I really think too, NASCAR is as guilty of that as anybody because the Hendrick team, they get a lot of breaks in my opinion, but you know, it's alive and well in NASCAR as well, you know.
Do you think they fix races?
I certainly do. I mean, it depends on when they call a caution, you know, especially there at the end of the race. I mean, some people bang off the wall, come back across the track, no caution called, you know. But in some races, as soon as they bounce, as soon as they hit the wall, caution comes right. It just depends on who's leading the race. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I have heard more people say that it's all rigged in favor of the Hendrick organization than, I mean, I've heard all my life, I've heard people talk about different sports being rigged in different ways. But the thing I've heard most is folks who think it's all rigged for Hendrick Motorsports. I mean, I don't know that it is. I don't know, but I know a lot of people think it is.
Well, Ken, I'm glad I know I'm not alone with that one.
No, you're not alone. Definitely not alone.
Yeah. All right, Ken. Thanks for taking my call, man. I really enjoy your show.
Thanks for calling. Phone line is open. There's a number up there. You can also email us at keneckleslive@gmail.com. A call last night, I looked this up, a call last night right at the end of the show about who's getting paid and who's not getting paid during the government shutdown. And the caller, if you were listening, said something, I don't remember exactly what he said, something to the effect of, well, I bet all the politicians or the big wigs at the White House or whoever, I'll bet they're getting paid. I looked that up. I'll talk about that in a second. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead,
Ken,
please.
how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
All right. Look, Ken, I heard recently that money was transferred from the naval to build more detention camps. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I heard something about that they transferred. There's some certain amount of money that is contingency money that they transferred from the Naval Fund to build detention centers. I think that's right. I think that is correct.
Yeah, and so they can do what they want to do. I mean, but it's really embarrassing. You're gonna spend $900 million to luxurize the new airplane and all, and put gold fixtures and amenities in there. And then we have a SNAP program where people are going to miss meals and children hungry and everything like that. But we don't have the money for that.
Well,
and they find anytime they want to find money, they find money. In that beautiful new ballroom with the gold fixture, that donors are not going to come up with that entire amount. The balance going to be taken with taxpayer money.
All right. Well, let me mention a couple of things. As far as the airplane goes, the bulk of that spending is to put security equipment, security and communication systems into the airplane. Is what most of that money goes, and then that's pretty expensive.
They said it would take $600 million to do that, but
well, that's most of the money.
Look what you can do with $300 million.
And as far as the naval money, the thing is with the Navy money, the law is pretty clear on that. that they have the authority to transfer that. What they're
Oh, I'm
saying,
not saying they can't.
right?
I'm not saying they can't, but it's them feeling the need to help working people. One of the most alarming things that I heard was they want to do away with FEMA. Okay, we
Okay.
got hurricanes out there now, and who knows that Rockingham County couldn't be like Western North Carolina.
Well,
But those
it's
people
entirely
are
possible. As far as
sure it's
FEMA
possible.
goes, as far as FEMA
Sure.
goes, it is true. The president has said he wants to wind down FEMA, and he wants the states to take responsibility in those situations. Now, that would include a certain amount of money that the government would send to the states instead of paying it through FEMA. It would not be the total amount of money that they have spent on FEMA. So it would be a burden on the states.
Right? And you know what happens when the money gets in the state's hand, that they get a slush fund and hang on to it and all like that. And they don't want to give up their money no more than the federal people. But it's the middle class and the poor people that's getting the short end of the stick. Now, if I'm correct, doesn't FEMA operate with taxpayers' money?
Well, yes, it does.
Yeah. And so the taxpayers should be the one to benefit by that. That's the same thing with the SNAP program and all of those programs. They take taxpayer money and then they go and prioritize the ventures and habits that they prefer. And it's not right.
Well, you are correct. It is all taxpayer money, whether it's FEMA or SNAP or whatever it is. The government doesn't have any money except for taxpayers' money.
All right, this $230 million that he's asking for because of the wrong and all in the way the court system have investigated him. But look, when they came to Mar-a-Lago, did they not find Secret Service papers in the bathroom?
They found presidential records at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah,
and
and after they was told that there were no more papers, one of the workers called, notified the FBI that they did not get them all, and they came back and found some more papers. Correct?
that is correct. Yes.
Yeah. So you know, it's a shame that people continue to be shafted and all. But see, it's a shakedown going on in this administration when they have companies and tech companies are told, if you don't donate such and such amount of money, then you are not going to get a license to make the deal that you requested and all. So, I mean, one day people gonna wake up and see that we all get messed over. All we can do is pay our taxes, pray, and hope for a better tomorrow. And thank you for your time, Ken.
Well, thanks for calling. As far as who's getting paid during the government shutdown, the question last night concerned people. I think he said people in the White House or the big wigs in Washington. Everybody who has been appointed to a position by the president, all political appointees, are receiving their full pay during the government shutdown. That, of course, includes cabinet secretaries and support personnel and anybody and everybody whose job was given to them by presidential appointment. And this is the law. This is what the law says. All presidential appointees continue to receive their full pay during the government shutdown. So yeah, that's that's the law, and that's who does not have to worry about not getting paid during the government shutdown. Also, hang on a second. I got something over here. I made some notes on this, and I'll find my notes in just a second. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Ken, how are you this evening?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Ken, I ain't got much to say. I just got a couple of things. I just want to ask you. Man, if they done tow part of the White House down, right? Okay, so this is for this ballroom and whatnot. Now, it took a crane to tear it down. But it's going to take some Mexicans, I believe, to build that thing back. Now, how in the world is he going to get Mexicans to help build this thing back? And he got ICE people running them down and carrying on. That's what I want to know. Because it's going to be some Mexicans to do this right here because there ain't nobody else going to do it except them. That's my mind.
Well, that was the case with my house. No, nobody else will do it. When I had a tree fall on my house, those are the only folks I could get to rebuild it. Now I don't know if that's going to be the case with the White House or not. I don't know what companies hold those government contracts. I have no idea who's going to rebuild. Right. Who's going to build that ballroom at the White House? I guess we'll know when they go to work. We'll see who's out there.
That's working. That's what I'm waiting to see, kid. I'm waiting to see. I mean, because I don't think I'm gonna see. I don't be the Mexican. I don't think they're gonna do that. I really don't, because of the fact of what they're doing to them, and they got ICE after them and everything. I don't know. I don't believe that's gonna happen. It's curious. I'm curious to find out who's gonna do that.
Well, it's the first time I've heard that point brought up. But I guess we'll find out.
There you go, Keith. All right. You have a good night there. Thank you for taking my call.
Thanks for calling. Anyway, those are the people I mentioned who continue to get their full pay during the government shutdown. There are different classes of government employees who have different circumstances. The folks who have to work without pay include people who are classified as essential for the public safety and the public well-being. That would be, well, federal law enforcement officers, for one. Also, people like air traffic controllers, people who work in emergency workers in federal hospitals and medical facilities. Folks like that do not get paid during the shutdown. At least they're not guaranteed to get paid during the shutdown. And I think we may be at the point in the shutdown now where they are not getting paid. Those people are guaranteed to be paid when the shutdown is over, to get all their back pay and all the money that they didn't get during the shutdown. So they don't get paid now, but they will get paid later. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Ken. This is Ralph.
Hey, Ralph.
They talking about the AI and all these robots going in big places of business.
Yeah.
I'd like to know if they're going to pay taxes, take taxes out of the check.
Well, that's a good question, Ralph. I guess if an AI can work a public job, it ought to pay taxes just like everybody else. That's how I'd see it.
Get up, because it is something to think about.
Well, yeah, it is something to think. Well, you know, it's an interesting thing, because if you think about it a second, let's say AI replaces. What if AI replaces 30 million workers? And that's not happened yet, but we're just talking. What if AI replaces 30 million workers? All those 30 million workers have been paying income tax over all these years and funding all these government programs. If AI doesn't pay any income tax, then the government's going to have a problem, won't it?
That's it. All
That's
right, well,
something.
thank you for taking my call, Ken.
Thanks, Ralph.
Put that out.
That's an interesting point. AI can replace. Right now, it's about to replace 14,000 people at Amazon. AI can replace all sorts of people who do all sorts of jobs. All of them taxpayers. But is AI going to be a taxpayer? Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, good evening to you, Ken.
Good evening.
Question, if we could return to the list of those getting paid, could you tell me, sir, what about the two houses of Congress? Are they getting paid?
Congress gets paid. Congressional staffers don't get paid, but Congress gets paid.
The folks who are actually the ones responsible for the shutdown, whichever side of the fence you're on, doesn't matter. The folks who are actually responsible for the shutdown are the ones, they're still getting their full paycheck.
Now let me point out, there are members of Congress who do not accept they're not accepting their pay. But let's be honest about it. That salary is a very small part of a member of Congress's income. I think we all understand that.
Correct. But it is still significant in my book that those who make the decisions and have the government shut down, deciding whether or not other government workers get paid, still get their paycheck, be it by their own standards, meager as it may be.
meager as it may be. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So, all right. At the end of the day, in my opinion, here's the problem here's what's going on with the shutdown. And it's kind of the unsaid needs to be said.
All right. Say it.
Well, at this stage of the game, the Republicans are saying, we'll address that later. Vote for what we want now. So what they're saying once again is trust us. We'll act on something later on if you give us what we want now. I say to you, the problem is at this stage of the game, all trust is gone. Well,
that's the eternal plea of the politician, isn't it? Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust
yeah.
me. Now, I saw a survey. We're almost out of time. I just mentioned it. I saw a survey today. Somebody did a survey and they said, well, who do you blame? Do you blame the Democrats or the Republicans for the shutdown? And it's just about even. Some surveys have it a little bit one way and some have it a little bit of the other. But by and large, they're blaming both parties.
Well, the fact remains, it is all of them, period. Yeah. Because they're the ones responsible. They're the ones who's making the decisions to do this. So anyway, I know we're out of time. Yeah, it boils down to trust, though, Ken, doesn't it?
Trust your politician.
It was hard for me to say it with a straight face, man. I'm sorry.
Well, I couldn't do it either. So there we are.
Have a good evening, Ken.
Thanks for calling. Where are we? That's pretty much all the time we have for Star Talk tonight. We are on the air Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. You know what? I might have just enough time. I'm watching the clock. Just enough time to get to these emails. This one says, hey, Ken, just a question. Are picking the championship winner or the race winner? We're picking the race winner. Picking the race winner is the answer to that. Ken, the caller last night mentioned Mr. Ridgway and had not heard from him lately. Also, we heard from Mr. Pelham last week, and we heard from Mr. Pelham again tonight, but we haven't heard from Mr. Draper in weeks. Do we know if he's okay? Does anyone know if he's doing okay? Mr. Draper is okay. I haven't heard from him. I hope we'll hear from him again. But I have gotten emails from Mr. Draper, and he is all right. So you don't have to worry about him. As far as Mr. Ridgway, I don't know what the situation is with Mr. Ridgway. And anyway, emailer says, thanks, I'll get you my pick tomorrow. And you can pick publicly, or you can pick in secret if you're one of those close contenders. And here's a very nice explanation of how a yacht could get from Danville to the Atlantic Ocean. I'm going to hold that, and I will read that tomorrow night, because that's something we all need to know about. And that's all the time we have for Star Talk tonight. We're on the air Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I hope you'll join us next time. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Echols.